Coming up on The Right Stuff. After some excitement on the lake last time, the guys are heading to the range for some technical shooting. They'll be using the Model 3 of Stag Arm's AR platform. And Nick DeSenza is here to show it off. Starting from their car, they find themselves in a situation where they must react. This course will require the guys to think fast and move faster. Coming up next on The Right Stuff.
Boys, get in here. Y'all are going to love this one. As your host, I can't tell you that this is probably going to be your favorite challenge, but as a shooter, I can almost assure you that you're going to have an absolute blast with this challenge. Y'all say hello to Nick from Stag Arms.
Nick.
And of course, you know Brian. Brian, you want to tell them what they're doing, man?
Excellent. Guys, your challenge you did on the revolver the other day focused primarily on marksmanship. Today we're going to cross over into the tactics realm. Not so much on the traditional three-gun or IPSC or IDPA style competition, but much more as you'd apply it out in the real world. So it's a very defensive stage. So stage is going to start out with you guys sitting behind the wheel inside of a vehicle, and in the back in the trunk space is going to be your AR, and it's going to be set up in a half load configuration, magazine inserted, empty chamber on the weapon system. On the beep, you guys will exit the vehicle, you'll move to that weapon system, access it, bring it to a full load, and you'll move to the first firing position, which we've got marked out there as a box. Shooter must have a minimum of 1 foot in its entirety inside of the box, and downrange you can see on the far left of the range, we've got a red steel target. You must put 2 hits successfully on that target before moving to the next shooting position. Control your muzzle, whether muzzle up or muzzle down, weapon on safe, and move to the next firing port. You can see we've got a fire hydrant here. So this is replicating as though we're out on the street, the playground, just the regular neighborhood. So we need to see that shooter conform to a kneeling position. Again, 1 foot completely inside of the box. If you look downrange, you'll see 2 pepper poppers that are a little further distance that are out there. Those targets have to be engaged until they actually go down. So remember, our first target, 2 hits. On our pepper poppers, engage those until they go down. Now to make this interesting, we've set up the gun with a 4-round magazine inserted in it. So if you're running clean at this point, you've achieved 2 hits on the first target, and you drop your pepper poppers with 1 round each. At this point, you'll be able to access and basically perform an emergency reload while moving to the 3rd shooting position. If you haven't been shooting clean, you're going to be stuck in that box, burning more time, getting the gun reloaded, and then finishing out dropping those poppers before you move off. Then you get to shooting position number 3. Shooter can conform to whatever position they want to there. They can take and they can go prone, they can go kneeling, they can go standing, they can go squatting. If you look downrange, you'll see we've got 2 more silhouette targets, and between them painted blue is a no-shoot target in very, very, very close proximity. We got to have 2 hits on those 2 targets to both the left and the right of the no-shoot target before we safe the weapon and move to our final shooting position, which is a mailbox. Mailbox is over there again, 1 whole foot inside of the box, and downrange you'll see our hostage targets. We've waited until we got you to the 4th shooting position when your heart rate's actually gone up a little bit, and we're forcing you to make the hardest shot of all. Now the rifle you guys are going to be using has got a variable power scope. We'll let you handle it and get it set up the way you guys want to have it set, and it is 0 point of aim, point of impact at 100 yards. So keep that in mind with your offsets when you guys are out here engaging these targets. Fastest time takes and wins the stage. Missed rounds that are off the steel, have a 10-second penalty. I don't think I need to tell you guys if you hit a hostage or you hit a no-shoot what the penalty is on that. Automatic DQ, DNF.
I told you, you're going to like this one. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Good job, man.
My name's Nick DeSenza. I'm here from Stag Arms, and we're doing a challenge today for the right stuff. We're using our latest model, our Model 3 TM. It is a 5.56 16-inch M4 carbine. We're utilizing Diamond Head's 13.5-inch VRST handguard, which is actually 14.5 inches in overall length. It's also modular, so you can attach rail sections at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position, We also decided to use their flip-up front and rear diamond aperture sights, as well as Magpul's ACS stock and MOE pistol grip. They have storage compartments here for your batteries and in the pistol grip for bullets or spare parts or whatever you want to put in there. We're located in New Britain, Connecticut. We've been around for 11 years. Some of our big distributors are Jerry Sports Center, RSR, and Ellett Brothers. One of our claims to fame is that we do make all of our models in right and left-handed, so if you are a lefty shooter, you don't have to worry about that brass flying across your face anymore. It'll eject the way you want it. You can find our rifles in all 50 states. We sell them nationally and internationally. You can reach our international gentlemen at worldsales@stagarms.com, and our website is stagarms.com for any of your AR-15 needs.
The competition will begin when the right stuff returns. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Stag Arms, Smith & Wesson, and Progressive Force Concepts. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Fiocchi, Tough One, and Savage Range Systems.
Stand by.
First of all, I'm a small town guy, raised by parents that cared. I know right from wrong, you know, the good stuff. My belief system tells me to try to be a good person.
Clear out. Good to go. Thanks, bro. All right, boss, you ready? I'm ready. On the buzzer. Shooter ready. Stand by.
I think how I became the person that I am today is it revolves a lot around my father. And then when you get into the military, that aspect of, I mean, you lose your father aspect there. And then you get a few more. You get your team leader, your squad leader, and all of them are going to push you harder than anything else. They expect more of you. And so that, in turn, kind of just falls through your entire life. And hopefully, you know, when it turns into competitive things, you're always looking to lean on your teammates, and they're looking to lean back on you.
Say again. Started moving it, moved it halfway.
Come on, buddy, don't give up. Come on, Chris.
Time stop. Clear out.
Excellent times for Tate and Chris, but those errors earned them both a DQ.
Well, from a young age, I had a lot of older cousins, you know, mostly all of them were boys, so, you know, we were always competitive, you know, always competitions, always, everything was always, you know, very competitive from a very young age. I joined the military right after high school. I never looked back. I always wanted to get out there and do whatever I wanted to do, you know, when the war in Iraq and Afghanistan started, I was like, I always wanted, from a young age, wanted to be a Marine. I always loved just the competition. I love it.
Cleared out. Shooter ready.
That's for tomorrow.
Stand by.
Like I said, this is like my home. I'm lucky. I live on acreage. I live kind of out in the middle of nowhere up in Idaho, and it's really comfortable for me. This feels like another home for me. So I'm always going to just do the absolute best I can, and then with the team event, anything I can do to help my buddy, I'll be there.
Go ahead and clear it out.
Willis and Mark put up a good show and have the lead. The Stag Arms Challenge will continue when The Right Stuff returns. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Wiley X, Tannerite, Frog Lube, and Hobie. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Icon Coolers, Under Armour, and Corral Boots. Steel targets on The Right Stuff are provided by Savage Range Systems. Savage strives to offer the safest and cleanest environment possible for shooters and range personnel while providing innovative, durable, and cost-effective range equipment.
Shooter ready. Ready. Stand by.
Well, I went to the military at a very, very young age, signed my waiver at 17, and once I got back out, back in the civilian life, I don't know, I just went right into the role of a public servant, and I guess it's more of a calling, you know, it just takes a special type of person to be a public servant. Definitely very, very competitive, especially coming from a strong military background in the infantry. You know, it's all fun and games until you go to war, and I did. And so working under pressure, I can do that. I've been forged by fire, and so I think that definitely carries over into the competitive side.
Clear it out.
Was he shooting the bike?
Hey, that's Buffy the Bike Slayer right there.
I almost saw the bullet hit the ground right here, and I was like,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. Hey, you couldn't do that again if you tried.
No.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
God, you got this!
Being able to improvise and adapt as my life has grown and changed has afforded me the opportunity to do many different things.
Slow down. Slow down.
So I've sold real estate, shot horses, been in the military, contract work. I mean, I've done a little bit of everything.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You got this, teammate. You got this, teammate. JJ! Good hits, baby, good hits. Hit. Good job, Scott. Good job, teammate.
Nice and easy.
Clear out. Foot fault, last box. Both feet out.
Gentlemen, I may have misspoke. I said this was going to be your favorite stage, and I have a feeling by the look on some faces here that it was not your favorite stage. Gentlemen, we are going to head back over to Campfire Armory, and I got some bad news for some of you. Let's head on back over and we'll have a little talk.
Thanks, Nick.
Val and Scott put up some good times, but Scott's DQ does them no favors. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Lacrosse Footwear, Coleman, and Chef 5 Minute Meals. The Right Stuff is brought to you by Jack Daniels and Burdett and Son. Firearms on The Right Stuff are kept in top shape using Frog Lube, compliant with U.S. military and NRA guidelines for gun maintenance. Frog Lube prevents oxidation with a green, bio-based formula.
Got some bad faces going on, fellas. Some of them anyway. Look at that. That's a nice smile, Tate. Well, boys, I know we got some unhappy people here in our group, and I'm gonna give you your time to say what you want to say. What are you thinking, Tate?
Hindsight's 20/20. I might have done a few things a little different, but I would like to have had a chance to zero the rifle.
Right. I understand, Chris.
You know, the rifle shot well. Stag makes a good rifle. I think the big problem is when someone tells you that it's a point of aim, point of impact rifle with the targets that are down range, and you find out that it's got a 5-inch spread difference. And that's a big issue when you're shooting a 3-inch plate with a DQ right next to it.
I got you. Willis, Mark?
I know it holds a tight group. I saw my shots. They were all right on top of each other. It's just, it was not right at zero.
Okay. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I was point of aim definitely wasn't where it was. You know.
Well, Val?
My first time firing a Stag Arms rifle, and I was very happy with it.
Cool. Scott?
You know, I like the Stag. The Stag shot very well. What I'm going to critique and what I'm going to talk about is the setup of it. I believe that we could have made it a little more user-friendly by allowing the contestants to each zero the gun individually under time, under duress.
I agree. But what I will remind you is that this is a challenge and it's a competition, and you all sort of came into it basically blind.
Correct.
Which is exactly the way we started out our competition with the 44 Magnum, you know, and so we all learned a little bit. Correct?
Correct.
Absolutely. I got you. Well, so here's how this is going to go down. Mark, you shot it. You shot it clean. You and Willis, because of time-wise, Val, you shot it as well, but because of your misses when you were shooting the bike, when you were impacting right there, there was, I believe the film work will show that there was 10 shots. So those 10 with a 10-second penalty meant that Team Fiocchi won the challenge. So, Mark, Willis, you guys get the bullets.
Good job, Jim.
Now, there's a little bit of something kind of strange that they've thrown in that I didn't know anything about until we got right here. And that was that the winner of this challenge has the option to change teammates if they want to. Mark, you won the challenge. Do you want to stay with Willis, or do you want to pick another teammate?
I'm going to stick with my buddy.
I think that's pretty cool. I think that's very good. I think that shows true teammanship, and I think you guys have done well together. So I think you made a good choice there. Now, there's one other thing. Because of how this went down, and Scott, you shot it as well. The problem is that both your feet were out of the box.
It's hard to see your feet
It
from
is
your
hard
head.
to see your feet.
So-
It is very hard to see your feet. What I will say in the future is that when your teammates are shooting and you're doing something like that, it's up to your teammates to kind of watch something like that. And so, because your feet were out of the box, unfortunately, even though you shot it well, you DQ. But, however, because there was one other person that shot the challenge and shot it clean,
Sure.
Val, you get the other Right Stuff bullet.
There you go.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, man.
Good job, man.
With today's bullets, all 3 teams are now tied at 2 bullets each.
You're unhappy with the way this stage went, and I do feel partially responsible because I told you that it was going to be your favorite stage. So here's the deal. I'm not going to send anybody home tonight. We're going to have a great evening. We're going to cook some food, have a chef 5-minute meal. We're going to enjoy this beautiful sunset that's getting ready to go down, and we're going to kick it off tomorrow morning, and we're going to have a great day tomorrow. Is that cool with everybody?
Sounds good.
Thank you for each rooting your teammates on, and let's have a great day tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, let's call it a night.
Next time on The Right Stuff, Thompson Center is front and center for this long-range challenge. Multiple targets await the guys as they use a traditional style muzzleloader, mixing the old and the new. This one ends with a bang. Next time on The Right Stuff.
Another fantastic Shipman Agency production.